Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. I'm ready to go do some Slayer. But before we get to that, we need to imbue the Slayer helmet at Nightmare Zone. And before we do that, I really would want Dream Mentor finished for the much higher point rewards from those bosses. But first, been training a bit over at Ammonite Crabs. So I've got more fossils to turn in here at the Varrock Museum. Got some small, medium, large, and plant. So I'm going to go get all those XP lamps. And that finishes the small, medium, and large fossil areas. Got this whole huge thing over here from all the large fossils. There is still 3 plant displays that don't have anything in them yet. We are 1 away from finishing a plant. But large fossils can become large or plant. So that'd be quite a few more large fossils if we want to finish everything here. We've got all these small and medium fossils, which I could use for other things now, since they're no longer needed here. And we still have all the rare ones. Whether or not those will ever do anything. But we did get 9 experience lamps, going straight into Herblore. 2,000 experience from the small ones. 3,500 from the mediums. 4 of those. And then 5,000 from the large and plant. Times 3. And that is 62 Herblore. And very close to 63. If we would have gotten 1 more plant, or I guess we would have needed 1 more large fossil that became a plant, we would have 63 Herblore right now. That's okay. Herblore experience, always good to have. And now, Dream Mentor. By far, the most annoying item needed for this quest is a goutweed. So we get to come back here to the Troll Stronghold to get a goutweed. Oh boy. What a fantastic opportunity. There, we did it. Sometimes it just works. 1 goutweed. That's all we need. The quest starts down in the mines on Lunar Isle. We just crawl into a cave entrance and find a guy on the ground. Hey, you okay? We can help him out. Start Dream Mentor. He is not in a good state at all. But he is alive. So that's a start at least. We need to get his health, spirit, and armament up. First up, healing him a bit. And what better way to heal a guy you found in a cave than force feeding him various foods? He needs 20 pieces of food of 3 different types in total. And so to make this really possible without coming back here like 5 times, we've gone with sacks of cabbage, onions, and tomatoes. He's barely conscious, but he can eat all these various foods we're giving him. and needs to have a varied diet on the brink of death here. He is not looking great. Obviously, very in pain. But we are here to help. What are you doing down here? I don't have to go. We need to raise his spirits by telling him the best of the options here. Not going to bring his attention to random noises or freak out about the whole situation. You're looking better. If very, very slightly better. You look and sound more lively. We'll get out of this yet. So, what are you looking forward to once we're out of here? A nice meal. Better than what I'm giving you? That's the spirit. You seem pretty nice for a guy that's nearly dying in a cave. Just being honest. If we inspect him, just need a little bit more spirit here. One more talk to do it. Buy you a drink once we're out of here. On me. Whatever you want. My treat. Now, he needs some more food. He continues to enjoy our fresh produce. I picked all these right from the fields. And now he's feeling good enough to sit up. Not enough to walk yet, but he's at least good enough to talk about what's going on here. I found you in this cave on Lunar Isle. His name is Cyrus. He was on the island and got attacked by Suquas. And then he ran, crawled into this cave. That was a pretty good choice, since the Suquas aren't going to be able to get in here. He's still very much in pain. We're working on it. Raise his spirits some more. Very good job getting in here. That was the wrong option. Doesn't really matter if we do it wrong. Eventually we just get there. You'll survive this easy. Positivity. When you get out of here, you can go be places that are not here. Adventure and whatnot. We can do some traveling. What a fun time. And it's a good thing that I'm here. Not that I'm bragging. Gotta raise his spirits quite a bit. Back on your feet in no time. And we're not gonna go with the maybe we'll have to amputate your legs option. That's obviously not going to help very much. Especially when all injuries can be healed with potatoes. So, here we are. Doing much better. And positive. Very good. And we've raised his spirits enough. We can continue to give him food. if you try to use something before, he would rather some variety. So you need to have 3 different types, which is hilarious. You wouldn't think he would be that picky. On the verge of death here. And now he's getting up. Very good. And he's looking much better too. He was on this island, exploring around. And this is definitely a pretty interesting place to visit. He's been all over the place. The wilderness, the desert, Ape Atoll, Karamja. He's been all over. He can smith full rune, farm spirit trees, cook summer pies. Very impressive. But then, how did he have so much problems with the Sukas? He's a skilled warrior, right? Mastered all forms of combat? Not really. He is not going to tell us right now. That's fine. Before he wants to leave here, he could really do with some armor. We could loan him some, but that's not necessary. We can just go get some from his bank. Go talk to the bankers on the island here. And tell them that he needs to get something from his bank. We can use the NPC contact spell to talk to him about what items he wants us to get. But I'm sure we'll be fine. So we will head out of the cave and head to the bank. Takes a long time to get out of that cave. And here we meet Bird's Eye Jack. Do you know my good friend Ceresis? And I'm also quite familiar. Bird's Eye Jack. From the boat. The pirate boat that got us here. I insulted his navigational skills. And now he's a banker. Ridiculous. It was a curse. It was a jinx. It wasn't his fault. I still blame him though. Behold, the world's greatest adventurer. Me. Anyways, instead of all this nonsense again, why are you here at the bank? Just wondering. Doesn't seem very exciting compared to being a pirate. He claims being a banker is very exciting. Sure. He was tired of all the pirate life, so he's turning it around. And now, for what we were actually doing here, we need stuff for Osiris. He's in the cave up there. I need to access his bank to get some stuff. And we get a free chest to put some stuff in. He's got some interesting stuff in here. He's got some runes, some dragon equipment. Not very much in his bank. He's got a singular lobster, 230,000 coins. An interesting selection. Let's bring him a plant pot. He's not going to wear a plant pot? Fine. Dragon medium helm. Aram's robes. Ranger boots. And a whip. Not the best setup. But he's not good at combat, so I'm sure this will be fine. Boy, do I have the setup for you. Bird's Eye Jack was at the bank. And we got this chest of stuff for you. He's going to try it all on. The stuff from his bank. Perfect. A fantastic setup. Well, we're gonna go with that, I guess. Looking good. So we inspect him. We just need to finish his health and spirit. We could have brought some of his food from his bank, but he really did not have a lot. We're just going to keep going with what works. Until he is nice and full. And we can finish by raising his spirit some more. This is a very safe little cave. So we could never fit through that tunnel. Very good spot to almost die, but not die. So tell me a bit about yourself while we're here. He grew up in Ardoyne, enjoys fishing. Fishing! That's great. Maybe we could go fishing. That'd be fun. Don't worry about anything. We are good to go. Everything's great. And now you really are looking better. Very alive. Not looking dead. And now we've raised his spirits, health, and equipment. So he is ready to go. We can get out of here. So, why did you have so much difficulty? How did you get into this situation? He is afraid of combat. He just cannot get over it and get the courage to fight monsters. He has the techniques and the equipment, but his nerves get to him so much, he just can't do it. He's come here to Lunar Isle to try to do something of a dream ceremony to try to fix this problem. He's going to try to conquer his fears, but then he almost died in a cave, so we need to head over to the Oneiromancer and see if they can help us out. Or help him out, but I'll help too. Down to the south. Random Tears of Gothics in the middle of a quest. Oh boy. 176 tears. Going into prayer. 10,500 XP and only 18 experience to the next level. Looks like we're going to get at least, well, assuming we don't do any training in the next week in prayer. One more week is absolutely going to be going into prayer here. Then after that I might go back to rune crafting. So we will see if we decide to get around to more rune crafting before that. Either way, back to Lunar Isle. Down to the Astral Altar to talk to the Oneiromancer. I'm here to talk about Cyruses. Hello. I've got my seal of passage, so you're not going to kick me off the island. I'm here about my new friend I made. They already know each other. And then he just teleports in. Way to make an entrance. We were just talking about you. And he knows, because that was what we were going to be doing next in the quest, so, yeah. We need to help him get over his fear of combat. And we can try to do that in the Dreamland with a potion of shared dreaming. Sounds simple enough. It will be dangerous, though. We're going to be in the dream together, and it binds our subconsciouses. It's going to interpret the dreams to understand our intentions and place us into the dream to help him. With our minds melded together, we need each other to live. If one of us dies in the dream, we both die for real. This is sounding like a worse and worse plan. We just need to make the potion. Very simple. We get a special vial, fill it with water, ground astral rune, and goutweed. Sounds easy enough. And we don't need to wear the ceremonial clothes. We can bring whatever we want. And here is the vial. There's going to be plenty of combat in here. So we're going to need to optimize our inventory a little better than this. But we can make the potion at least. Get a vial of water. Some goutweed. Crushed and ground astral rune. And there's a dream potion. Now, it's time to organize some stuff. We used the hammer, used the pestle, we used these. That just opened all the bags. That's not what I wanted. Drop the empty sacks. Don't need those. Don't need the seal of passage. Just for the fight, at least. And we're going to want to make as much inventory space here as possible. So, bagging most of the things. Doing a bit of juggling stuff around. And we can get another inventory space here by disassembling the Slayer helmet and dropping the other parts. This is only possible right now, since that gives us a tradable black mask, which can also be put in the bag. We'll put most of the cash away, just enough to buy plenty of food. Once we spec, we can put the Dragon Battle Axe away. We can put the runes away. We're going to have plenty of inventory space to play with. But I think I also will want a super attack potion. So I'm just going to go ahead and just go get one Erit. I could always just open the bag, and that'd be fine. But then I need to get another bag, and that's honestly probably quicker. Let's just go do that. Also, I was reading up more about looting bags. Again, I always want to be as prepared as possible for any situation with such a particular account. And I can put stuff into the looting bag while in the Ferox Enclave. So, that's a good idea. Because technically it counts for the wilderness, but only for putting stuff in a looting bag. So we can't do this whole destroying the looting bag there. That would just delete everything, which would not help. But we can store things in a looting bag. So that'll also be useful. So I'm going to get all my preparations together to get as much food as possible over to Lunar Isle. Okay, here goes the many-step plan to have as much food here as possible. We're starting out upstairs on Lunar Isle, where we're going to be dropping some carambons. There are tables in some of the buildings, but they don't count as tables for putting things on tables purposes. So we only get 2 minutes here. And we're off. First location we want to go to is Ferox Enclave, where we are going to use the Dragon Battle Axe spec, put it inside the looting bag, and now we're heading for the Warriors Guild. Warriors Guild, right outside. Much quicker teleport than over in the middle of Berthorpe. Here, we are going to get all of our potions. Attack and defense. Regular attack potion. Super attack potion. Defense. Defense. Drop that and a carambon. Trade over. Potatoes. Drop the coins. Take the carambon. Back to the house. Over to Lunar Isle. Through the portal nexus, where we drop the runes, run upstairs, take some carambons, and head for the fight. In total, we have 6 potatoes with cheeses to work for big combo eating food. Light the brazier. Add the potion. Give the potion to Ceresis instead. Let's go. Nicely buffed stats. Full inventory of food. We were immediately super concerned with what we're seeing, while Ceresis is looking at this fun lectern, which we can click leave to get out of here if things go poorly. But on the other side, we have the inadequacy. Level 343. Also, we can't use prayer here, so that's fun. This symbolizes his fears. We are literally fighting his fears. Fantastic. Ideal. Let's do this. The inadequacy. Are you good enough to fight? Uses magic, but only when you're far away. And he also summons these little doubt monsters, which is also good. He can hit pretty hard, so that's something to be aware of. But once we get past him, it's pretty much smooth sailing. Nice big eats. With our carambons. The doubts seem to be mostly leaving me alone, so that's a plus. This is definitely the hardest part of the fights. We use most of the food. I know a doubt's on us now. I doubt that's a good thing, but tis. And now we have the Everlasting. He's going to come over here and immediately get stuck on the lectern. So we can do shenanigans, like running back and forth. There's no need to risk anything here, so we can just do this. Looks like we can't even talk to Cyrus, so he's technically not even in the way of us trying to click back and forth here. So that's a plus. Another option for this whole quest here is to use magic. But realistically, we would want the Iban staff for that. And we would want the upgraded version too. And we literally do not currently have enough coins to do that, so we're just here with melee. And we did fine. It also helps that we are combat level 101 instead of the minimum requirement of 85. So that lets us much higher stats. And also we're not wasting any of those combat levels on more prayer levels, which don't help in the fight whatsoever. So that's a plus. We just got Vengeance, so we can use that to Vengeance a hit back. Might as well. Alright, now we want to get out of the safe spot, because the Untouchable apparently doesn't care about the safe spot when he spawns in. And then we can run back in. There you go. Perfect. The real question is, what are we going to do with all these Karambwans? Probably just drop them on the floor. The Untouchable is also a little more annoying, since he has very high defense. He's not called the Untouchable for nothing. So we're just going to keep doing this, and nothing exciting is going to happen. Doesn't have too much hit points though, which I guess offsets his high defensive stats. Just tank a little bit. They can still do a little damage, and there is still one more fight after this. But with the supplies we have, we are perfectly fine. There's a big old 20. Don't need that. Hey, we got Vengeance there, though. Perfect. Didn't work. Might have just been a heal other or something. There's a 25, ouch. Yeah, the safe spots are pretty nice here. Very convenient. Also, even more convenient when you're using magic, because you just stand here and blast them down. Really a non-issue. Okay, now we have Vengeance. Now we can work with it. Are we going to just kill the Untouchable before we can use the Vengeance? Yep, there we go. And now, the Elusive. Just this little worm thing that constantly burrows into the ground. So you have to run around the entire arena chasing him down. Still attacks you though. Like, one time. Maybe we'll get this Vengeance off on him yet. But I doubt he can hit very high. Has a lot more hit points, it looks like, though, so that's gonna slow this part down a little bit. But yeah, with correct preparations and being massively over-leveled, anything is possible. Would you like to come help fight this guy? Are you just gonna stand over there? We're building up his courage bar slowly as we fight the enemies in here. It's something. It's more of a showing him how it's done kind of situation. Slowly, but surely. We are fighting his fears, and he's kind of just watching. But if it works, I suppose. Maybe he can even take some tips from our equipment setup and not be such a horrible mismatch. The elusive isn't that elusive for very long. He just kind of burrows right back up. If he was really elusive, he would hide in the floor for an extended period of time. Thank goodness that doesn't happen. One more hit here should do it. One more hit where we actually hit should do it. Just run into the middle every time to speed up the amount of time it takes to run to the new spawning location. And there he goes. And now, Cyrus is going to do the honors and squish the level 1 remains of the elusive. And that is that. Back to reality. And to the Oneiromancer. But I think we're going to need to take one pit stop first. Since we got rid of the Seal of Passage, we can't talk to these guys anymore. So we need to go get that again. And also, we don't have any runes to teleport back to Lunar Isle, so we will get our way back over there. And here we are. We did it. We faced his fears, and they've been conquered. What a bonding experience it's been, too. He was very impressed with us, and now he feels he can take on the world. He's going to pass on some knowledge to us from when he visited the Moon Clan before. He figured out how to instantly transfer knowledge to other people, which is pretty interesting. Lunar magic. XP share or something. And we learn. And that is quest complete. 2 quest points. Some new lunar spells. Those of which are Monster Examine, Humidify, Hunter Kit, Stat Spy, Dream, Plank Make, and Spellbook Swap. 15,000 hit points XP, 10,000 magic XP, and a lamp. The lamp talks to us, and we can get some XP from it in one of these. Strength, ranged, magic, hit points, or defense. I'm just going to go with magic. 15,000 more XP. And now the lamp is gone. So now, it's time for Nightmare Zone. We are just going to send it here. At Nightmare Zone. We have no absorption potions, no overload potions, and 10 Carom wands. So we're just going to fly into a normal rumble and hope that things go okay. We can use prayer here. Should be some stuff on the ground, I think, maybe, hopefully. There are a few things that would be good that aren't on the ground here. But it's a start at least. Let's see what we end up getting as our first normal Rumble encounter. A staff would definitely be something I want to get. Possibly ice gloves would be good. Either way. Let's go hide in a corner here. 25 more seconds, huh? We just need to get a few points, and then we can start using the absorption potion method. The Dagonoth Mother. No. We got Arg. We can fight Arg. We got Chronozon. That's doable. Just need to fire some blast spells, and the Gelatinoth Mother, of course. Fantastic. Just what you want to see. So technically for Chronozon, we need to actually hit the magic. So we might be... No, I guess we just... Oh, we hit. Okay. Chronozon weakens. And he weakens. And he weakens. And he weakens. Nope, we splashed the fire wave. Or fire blast. Whatever. Get into melee distance here against Chronozon. We can deal with that. Yeah, I got 2,000 points for Arg. This is very doable. There's other methods here too. Like prayer potions. Oh, you regenerated? Why'd you regenerate? I used all the spells. Air? Or maybe we used... Maybe we missed with... Not fire. We did air. There's earth. Water. And fire. There's also buffs that can happen. Like this power surge here. Well, that's not particularly useful for us. That just gives more special attacks. Which we don't have a special attack weapon, so that's not going to do too much. We can fight Chronozone again here, though. Get those points. We got the Trapped Soul. That's easy pickings. Very easy pickings. But always something crazy could show up. Like the Trapped Soul again. Oh, the Everlasting. That's what you want. These guys are huge amounts of points. Let's get into melee distance here. If we can just survive, finish off the Everlasting here, that would be fantastic for us. What am I, a prayer flick? It's hard to tell which of the attacks are the Everlastings. And his are definitely the ones we need to worry about. They're in there somewhere. Even on normal mode, this should be significant amounts of points. Enough to get us enough supplies to switch to hard Rumble, where there's even more points. A power surge, that's not useful. Just a little more. The range attacks. And we did it. Ah, now the inadequacy? That would have been fantastic. But we do not have the prayer left for that. So we're just going to die here. And that's okay. 19,000 points will be enough to get us started at least. But there are a few other things that I want to go and get to make this whole process even better. So once we die, our real life doesn't work. Good to know. Oh, that's gonna get spammed, isn't it? That's gonna be a little annoying, actually. Okay. So I'm going to go and get prepared for the real rounds. I got some magic stuff for when we want to use magic against one of the bosses. And a staff of air, so we can auto-cast. Very convenient. Ice gloves for the fiery guys. And a dwarven rock cake to hurt ourselves. We can get some benefits here by a few doses of overload. Trying to get a good ratio here. And by the rest in absorptions. And then we just take all of these. And now we can overload and absorb during the entire fight. We're going with a regular hard rumble, which does have a few additional problems. But we're not going to be in there for very long, so I don't want to spend the extra for customized. And now, we get our hit points right where we want them by guzzling this rock cake. Set up quick prayers to rapid heal to stop us from healing. Drink the potion with everything available. Drink the overload and the absorptions. Whole bunch of wacky stuff is now possible. Since we only have 1 HP, and are going to be maintaining 1 HP through the entire time here, every attack, which without using prayer and with the strengthened enemies, would be able to hit significant amounts of damage, is instead going to hit ones. There's Dad being annoying. We'll avoid him. And fight the inadequacy for all the points. Also, we're just getting absolutely spammed by the Ring of Life. We can put that away. So yeah, here's the inadequacy. We're gonna fight him. This is the big source of points, so that's fantastic. We also have 2 Damases, which isn't great. We don't really want to fight them, since their second form drains prayer. And we kind of need prayer to continue the whole absorption potions thing. We're also probably going to want to get our prayer potions out, just to have an emergency prayer potion that we can use. Because there are attacks in here that can get rid of your prayer points. And then the entire run's basically over. Because if you have more than 1 hit point, you take increased damage to your absorption pool. And that's just no good. See, 66,000 points from the inadequacy. That is really what you're looking for here. Give me more of those. And less Dad bonking me into the walls. There's also power-ups we can use. One that can get rid of all the bosses currently spawned, which is convenient if you got some stuff you really don't want to deal with. And one that gives bonus damage, which is always nice. There's also the one that gives more special attacks. That one right there. But we don't have a special attack weapon, so that really doesn't matter at this point. We had a black demon here. If we could, I think we'll probably be able to safe spot the Damases behind the demon, maybe. And then we can fight them. for all their points. Let's get an auto cast going here. Fire off a wind wave. That'll work. So yeah, this is what the magic stuff's here for too. Just using magic. Take care of troublesome bosses. And the ones that are weak to magic. So this is all going to work out. Although we are slightly limited by the overload timer. That's okay. Looks like we got Desus over here. So that's good. All their attacks do basically nothing though. So we are clear to go for this first round. Well, first real round at least. Oh, that was unfortunate. We got Elvarg, which dropped the prayer basically instantly. And then we got the Lizard Man, which has a poisonous attack, which is also not good. But we ended up getting 147,000 points in there. So that's very good. And a random event for Sapphire. Oh boy. I'm going to retool the inventory here. Get a anti-poison and a prayer potion. And with the overloads, Elvarg showing up and destroying your stats isn't a huge deal. So I think I'm fine with just regular hard rumbles. It's cheaper too. But I need to get my prayer potions. So I'll go do that. And of course, to get the prayer potions, we need to walk out into the wilderness and destroy the looting bag again. It is a system. It is a system. We can also remake the Slayer Helm, so we can store that away later. But not right now. There's the prayer potions. And a super anti-poison. Everything's great. Well, that was a very good run. 940,000 points. Not quite enough. But one more decent run, and we'll be done here for now. Coming to the end here. Just gonna let my remaining absorption go away. And also, level 83 attack. So that's fun. 102 combat. That worked out. Got another 850,000 points here. Depending on if we live any longer. Which is looking like a large no currently. So, 848,000 points it is. It's going to vary slightly. Pretty much based on how many Dream Mentor bosses show up. But either way, I call it a successful run. Now we have 30 HP left here. 13, 9. And we did get that kill. Amazing. 854,000. We'll be dead here soon. But with that, and the points we have from last run, we have easily enough to go imbue our black mask. But technically Slayer Helm, since I'm going to make the Slayer Helm again. Which does mean we won't be able to do this putting the black mask back in the looting bag idea. Well, that's okay. We can just put it back in the Warriors Guild. Redeposit this last bit of overload. And we get to destroy the looting bag again. There is always a chance that this is going to go horribly wrong. Hopefully it doesn't, though. Hopefully it doesn't. destroy a looting bag in the wilderness, pick up everything. Typically we don't have enough things that somebody running past would even be able to pick up anything. That's another thing that can happen. Even if we don't immediately die, there's still a chance to lose items. So that's great. Let's go buy the rest of the things we need to make a Slayer helm. And then it's back to Nightmare Zone for our reward. Before we go ahead and upgrade the Slayer helmet, we should make sure we have enough potions available. So if we want to do more Nightmare Zone in the future, we don't have to start from 0 or anything. That'll be plenty. So now we can imbue the Slayer helm. And now, not only does it have better stats in magic and range, but it also gives the Slayer 50% bonus for all styles. So we can use range and mage if we wanted to. Very cool. And now that we have that, we can actually go do some Slayer. We've completed 104 tasks, and we have 552 Slayer points. My main goal here, well, the first goal here at least, is to get a rune pouch. That is 750 points. But I also want to keep plenty of points around for blocking other tasks that I don't want to do. So, some more doing tutorial tasks, and then every 10th one to a better Slayer Master. Starting off with some bears. Fantastic. We can farm up some Slayer points here. Nice and quick. Also, we should probably put some stuff in a looting bag. That'd be a good idea. Heading right into it with the first 10th task here at Konar. We got Bloodvelds in the Catacombs, which is very nice. I can absolutely do that. And I'm going to do that with ranged. And so, I need to get some range gear together. Most of it's easy, but the body is going to take a little bit of work. Going to get the red dragonhide body. So I need a tiny crafting boost, a couple red D-hides. We'll be good to go. While getting the red dragonhide, I of course also got dragon bones. And we were incredibly close to a prayer level there. That's level 55. We can now wield spirit shields and use preserve. I'm going to get right on that, doing Corp and Chambers of Zarek. Uh-huh. I'm just trying to make a red D-hide top. My ranged gear continues to just be the weirdest stuff. The pendant skirt, better than red D-hide chaps, so that's here now. We are looking like an absolute mess. This is the best I can do. And it's honestly not even that bad. So here we go. Train and ranged. Fighting a Bloodveld was an easy combat task, apparently. The demonic punching bag. Sure. 59 Slayer. 74 ranged. This is very good ranged XP. Very solid. Managed to complete a hard clue scroll. So let's see what we get from this. Black D-hide chaps. Fantastic. And some rune stuff, some sharks, some purple sweets. Not bad at all. Let us get out of the desert here. Don't need to be standing around here. We can look at the black D-High chaps. They have more range accuracy, more magic defense than the Penance Skirt, significantly less stab defense, pretty equivalent slash and crush defense, and the exact same range defense. So, ultimately, this is an upgrade. Unless I'm getting stabbed a whole bunch. But even then, additional range. So, we got to use the Penance Skirt for all of half of a Slayer task. Although this now means we're going to need to be storing the black D-Hide chaps in the looting bag and such. So, it's still better. For the sharks, I could keep these for a bit. Definitely better than potatoes to go with any camera bonds we use. So, that's something. Overall, not bad at all. I guess black boots is a collection log slot. Really not what I'm going for at all. But hey, it's a fun pop-up, I guess. And there is task complete. Got a few rune bits, along with the clue scroll that also had more rune bits. So, made a little bit of money here, which is nice, because we are very much running out of money. Also, 90 more Slayer points. We're still going to need significantly more than that for the rune pouch and backup points. But it's definitely a start. A good first 10th task here. And now, it's back to Birthorpe to do 9 low-level tasks, because that's how this works. Here is 60 Slayer out at Desert Lizards. That is Aberrant Spectres and Basilisk Knights. But actually, only Aberrant Spectres, because we have not done the Fremenic Exiles. So, there's that. Another level. Another 90 points for a nice, easy Enku task. It is multi-combat, but not a huge deal. Just stand over there, you can get them attacking one at a time. Or pray. Or bring food if you have more than 5 inventory spaces. Very easy. There is 83 strength. And also 1650 total level. So that's fun. Doing a bit of either AFKing with prayer on or prayer flicking, lazy flicking. Unfortunately, we only have Initiate, so our prayer bonus is not the best. Really should get Proselyte before we do a whole bunch more Slayer. Also, pretty low prayer level, realistically. So, getting more there would also be good. So each prayer dose heals more. Also got a Genie Lamp. That's going Herblore. And a Snapdragon Seed, which is really nice. This is going pretty good here at this task. 90 more points for the Trolls task. Up to a total of 822. So technically we could go get the room pouch now. But I want to save up a few more points for future use. But first, we have some farming to go do. 4 herb seeds. From Harlander to Snapdragon. coming down to the Brimhaven dungeon for our Fire Giants task, we complete 3 separate medium achievement diary tasks just for walking around in Brimhaven dungeon. Also unlocking new music tracks. Never been here on this account, because there's really not too many reasons to. But here we are. 61 Slayer. Nothing new at that level. Did get a Ranar though, so that's nice. And there is the Fire Giants task done. Another 90 points. Gets us to 912. So, depending on what our next task is, we should be good to go with getting the Rune Pouch. Don't really feel like doing more tutorial tasks. And technically we could go to Duradel or something, but Brimstone keys. Gotta get some Brimstone keys. So let us see if we're not going to want to get rid of this next task. Spend all these extra Slayer points. Trolls. Easy enough. I can work with that. Rewards. We already have Broad Fletching, Slayer Helmet, and Superiors. So that's good. Also, there's something about Wilderness Slayer, which we're totally gonna go do. We're gonna get the Rune Pouch. 750 points. We have 162 left over. That is perfectly fine. So, naturally, we're going to put the House Telly runes in here. And that just saves us 2 inventory slots all the time, which is incredible. Just incredible. We still have stuff like the Fire Battle Staff and the other Fire Battle Staff. Got one as a drop. Nature runes. But there is an option later that we're going to be able to get dust runes instead in here. Hopefully. So that'll be yet another inventory space. But for now, that's very nice. But I think with that, I'm going to be done with Slayer for just a little bit. There are some obvious improvements that could be made here. I think we can start working on that next time. Goodbye.